Hey there, it's Brad Huffines with Coldwell Banker Advantage, Southern Partners and more, your key to a happy move. And this time we're going to talk about your key to finding and working with a real estate agent. Okay, so let's start off with the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor. A real estate agent has passed the exams offered by the states in which they reside in. That means taking classes, doing a lot of online tests, a lot of in-person tests, and that simply gets you the license. What a realtor does, though, is we raise our right hand and we basically promise ourselves to a code of ethics, to be honest with you, with the people that are on the other side of a transaction, to make sure that there is nothing that we are hiding from you in any way, and putting your best interests in mind, regardless of price, regardless of commission, regardless of anything. It is your best interests that are in our minds. That's why you want to look for a realtor, not just a real estate agent or a real estate salesperson, but a realtor, someone that is committed to putting your best interests at heart. We call that being a fiduciary. That means that we wholly and fully represent you. So when you contact a realtor and you say, hey, I want a house that's this big, this many bedrooms, in this part of town, I want to go to this, I want to be in this school district, I want to have these amenities, all these things that you're sharing with us. We want to know all these things. We have to know all those things because as we're looking around for homes that you can't find online, because let's face it, there are so many homes in so many different places and so many different websites to confuse you that eventually you're just going to throw your hands up and say, I give up. I'm not going to buy a house. This is too much. And that's what we're here to walk you through. So, number one, we need to know if you're working with another real estate agent under contract. Now, I will tell you, in my experience as both a realtor and a home buyer and seller, there are some real estate agents and some realtors that give you great customer service and others that don't. We happen to be ones that give you great customer service. And whenever we ask you the question, are you working with another real estate agent? We may ask you the question under contract. That means that you still have the right to shop around for the best service. That's what we offer. You see, I don't sell homes. All right, I will never walk into a house with someone and try to sell that home to them. What I'm going to do is point out the things in the home that they have told me that they like, the things in the home they've told me that they dislike, help that person or that family or that couple or that individual make a decision whether they want to put an offer on that house or not, and then walk through the transaction. What is a real estate transaction? Man, there's a lot to it. It's earnest money fees, it's due diligence fees, it's home inspection fees, it's termite inspection fees, it may be septic inspections, it may be water inspections if the home is on a well. There's a lot of things that we think about. There's a lot of things that we think about as realtors that you would never think of as a homeowner, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you haven't bought a house in 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 years. The laws have changed. So many things change every single year, and that's what we have to stay on top of, and that's why you want a realtor. Now, another question that we're going to ask you, other than have you signed a contract with another realtor, then we're going to ask you, have you spoken to a lender? Let me explain why that is so vitally important. Speaking to a lender means that you have a pre-qualification letter or a pre-approval letter in your hand so that when it's time to walk through a house and you like that house, it may be a very popular house. There may be 4 or 5 other people wanting to see that house. We need for you to be able to make a decision on the spot if you like it. Again, we're not pressuring you. But if you've seen 5, 6, 7, 10 homes, 20 homes, and you walk in the one that you know is for you, unless you've spoken to a lender and have been pre-approved or pre-qualified, then the chance of you having the time to go through that process, which sometimes takes 2 or 3 days, and that house still being available are very slim. So that's why we ask you, have you spoken to a lender? Can we please let you know a few lenders out there so that you can go talk to these people and know how much home you can afford, because then that helps me in determining what kind of search terms I'm going to use, when I'm going to send you an email or text message, or where I'm going to suggest that we go see when it's time. Because we want you to be able to pull the trigger when it's time to pull the trigger, and only you know that. I don't know when it's time to pull your trigger. You're the person in control of that. I'm the transaction coordinator to help you go from that point all the way to the closing table, where we have a buyer and a seller that come to agreement. We'll negotiate several things in the meantime, And then again, our main goal is to transfer keys. Everyone's happy. And let's say this very clearly, and most importantly, all the things promised have been delivered. There's nothing that's been hidden from one side to another side, which can end up with someone going to court. And that's part of what we are trying to prevent. That's what a realtor does. So number one, if you're working with another realtor under contract. Number two, have you spoken with a lender? And if not, I won't put you in my car and take you around, or have you follow me in your car and take you around to look at homes unless I know that you can afford the houses that we're looking at. I've had some experiences lately where a lot of people think that they can afford far less house than they actually can. And some people think they can afford far more house than they actually can. There's nothing worse than setting your sights on a lofty goal for a home that we know the bank won't qualify you for, or looking at properties that you would simply never live in because you haven't spoken to a lender that says, no, you can actually afford a house like this. And that gives you hope. So we don't want to give you false hope, and we don't want to take away your hope. That's why we ask you to talk to a lender so that you can help us help you in finding that house that best fits your needs, the needs of your significant others, your family, your parents, your coworkers, whatever living situation you choose to have. We want to help you to do that. And that's what a realtor does. And that's what working with a realtor means. And that's why we ask you these very vital questions when we're going in, and why we don't necessarily want to drag you around town. Because remember, until that piece of property closes and the commission sales, which we all live off of as realtors, and the commission sales kick in and checks are written, until that moment, we're kind of volunteers. Literally, we don't get paid until the whole transaction works out. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please like and share this video with anyone that you want to, anyone that's thinking about selling a house or buying a house. Introduce them to us, and we'll be glad to give them some counsel, help them out in any way. And hey, if we end up going to contract and working together, even better. Thanks for watching. See you next time.